guys, thanks for joining me here at Major Arcana. I've already pre-shuffled these cards so we can just jump right into it and get started right away. I'm trying to do these recordings before the family wakes up. That way we can, when they do wake up, we can just get started with our day. So I'm going to place 4 cards on the spread. We have the Page of Wands. Oh, okay. Actually, this is my cousin's book, Outstretched Faith by Carmen Rodriguez. She's actually one of my cousins who authored. It's like I like it because it's kind of like a calendar, you know, with notes in it. If you're religious, it is Bible-based quotes, but you know, it fell over, and that's the only reason that I'm even acknowledging it. Otherwise, I wouldn't push that on anyone. Okay, so what do? We have the Page of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, 8 of Coins. Ooh, 8's on the spread, representing, you know, how much you've learned on the path that you're currently on, and then sharing that with others. Oh, similar to Connie, you know, who has experienced some different scenarios in her life, or maybe in your case, in your life, and then wanting to share the message, you know, to share the lessons learned from those experiences. So that's kind of the the 8's representing, you know, sharing what you've learned. Wow, that was pretty cool. We also have the Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and we have the 4 of Swords, which is Libra energy. We have the 8 of Swords, which is Gemini energy, and the 8 of Coins, Virgo energy. So maybe that means something to you, or maybe not. But the Page of Wands here does represent messages, could be conversations, a desire to learn more, right? Page energy is kind of like a young, or I wouldn't say naive, but you know, maybe unknowledgeable in a certain area, or could use more knowledge in a certain area. But the Page of Wands is kind of like a happy vibe, excited to learn more, thirsty for knowledge, thirsty for more information. So the Page of Wands could be that maybe you're learning new skills. If you've, like we talked about the 8's and having learned so much already, maybe you're thinking about how can I apply that. Like, for example, you want to be a mentor, and so now you got to learn a new skill on how to be a mentor or a coach, right? To share these scenarios or experiences that you've had with others, to guide them on their own separate path, right? So it could be something like that, where you have infinite knowledge of a certain subject, but now you need to learn a new knowledge on how to share, right? So that's the Page of Wands energy. We have the 4 of Swords here, which is kind of a I feel like a waiting kind of vibe. This 4 of Swords, though, it's kind of like, I feel like it's healing after, you know, the card that comes before is the 3 of Swords, a card of heartbreak, right? But the 4 is starting the journey of healing. Aw, I feel like when we apply it to you wanting to share your experiences with others, that you are on a healing journey, and you want to, I feel like you want to uplift, or you want to show someone they're not alone, you know, that you've overcome some hardship, and this is how, and I feel that you want to be supportive, like you want to be a guide, or you want to help others pull themselves out of a dark place because you've been there before. So that's the 4 of Swords energy. It's a card about healing, but also about like sharing the process or the progress that you've made in this healing journey, so that you can inspire others who've been through similar situations. We have the 8 of Swords. Maybe you don't know how to start or how to go about it. I feel like it's not a coincidence that the spiritual book kind of fell over while I was placing the cards down. To me, I kind of feel like the Eight of Swords is like you don't know how to begin to help others, but maybe it's if we call back to the religious book. I'm not saying be religious or take this step, but because everybody has different beliefs and everybody deals with things in different ways. So I'm not pushing religion, but what I am saying is perhaps if you don't know where to go or where to start or how to help, that potentially seeking advice from, I would say, a higher power, maybe a group session, group therapy, group learning situations, even if it's like a church mentorship program, or maybe it's a business mentorship program. But if you don't know where to start, that maybe it means to seek information through these group sessions to gather ideas or input from others. That there might even be resources online that you might be able to seek with the Eight of Swords, because sword energy is information. So I feel that the thing that you want to grow, the idea that you have to share your knowledge or your experiences to help other people, that there might be resources online or even locally, like the library, that you would be able to refine your ideas and get ideas and see what works for you to share your ideas, right? So then we have the Eight of Coins. I feel that this is going to lead to, the Eight of Coins is busy. I feel that this is going to lead to you being busy because it's like exciting to you. Now you're learning a new skill of how to, maybe you're starting a business, right? With that Pentacle energy, like a coaching or mentorship or something, right? Some kind of new venture that is going to be rewarding with this Eight of Pentacles. So you're building something up, trying to help other people, but in the process of helping other people, it's also helping you by giving yourself an outlet to brainstorm. Maybe use this group that I talked about earlier as like a sounding board for your ideas, things like that. So I think it's like presenting like excitement, new excitement in your life to learn more information and then see how you would be able to apply your new knowledge to share your old knowledge, basically. Okay, I'm going to pull one card to see what's the supporting message here. Surrender. Surrender to me. We see all the butterflies on this image and it represents transformation. So I feel like it's calling you to surrender to the idea that you maybe are supposed to give more, surrender to the idea that you are a teacher, or you're an advisor, or you're a mentor, you're a coach, or whatever. That surrender to this new role in your life, that things are going to work out in the way that it's meant to. You're transforming with all these butterflies into your life is transforming into a new stage or a new phase of exploration, and everything that you explore and that you consume, you'll be able to share that outwardly, right? So you go through this process of starting like a I don't know, like a training or mentorship thing or whatever it is. You go through this process and then maybe somebody comes to you like, hey, I know that you started this, whatever. Do you have any steps so that I can perform? Do you have any guidance on how I can perform this startup? Or what are the experiences that you had? Do you have any resources that you can share? if you have any connections or a network that might be able to assist me, you know, things like that, you'll be able to share the knowledge that you've absorbed. Okay, let's pull one last card, which is I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. So I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for being here with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's free for you, but means so much to me. It'll help my channel grow if you do all that YouTube stuff, you know, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. What else? If you want a personal reading, by the way, in between these sessions, just reach out using my email in the description box below and I'll provide that for you. We'll talk soon. Bye.